and welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. We've got surprising facts, maybe a little humor, and today, a really unique journey to Kyoto. We're not just talking tourist stuff. We're diving into one photographer's trip, looking at this ancient city through, well, a specific lens of history, tech, and some real challenges. Our source for this is a detailed account someone gave about their photography trip there. It's packed with observations, social dynamics, vintage gear, quirks. Lots to unpack.
Exactly. And our mission really is to pull out the key lessons from that experience. We're talking historical preservation, the creative workarounds photographers need, and some unexpected sides of modern tourism in a classic city like Kyoto. I think you're going to hear some things that might surprise you, challenging maybe what you thought about Kyoto or even about old photo gear.
Okay, let's dive in then. So the photographer's initial plan, the big idea for Kyoto, was all about getting that beautiful evening light, right?
Right.
That golden hour glow on the temples.
But, well, reality hit pretty fast. The first snag was the weather. Unexpected heavy clouds rolled in early in the evening. So much sooner than planned, it just got dark. Low light conditions. Which, really makes photography tricky and forces a whole different approach.
Right, throws the plan out the window. And speaking of unexpected things, the social side of Kyoto seemed to present its own kind of puzzle. The account mentions over-tourism.
Yeah. Apparently it's a big thing at those really famous spots, the iconic temples and shrines. It seems there are very few Japanese visitors actually there, mostly international tourists.
Huh, so few then.
Well, this is what's really striking. The source observed that it's genuinely possible to take photos in Kyoto, this ancient Japanese city where there's literally not a single Japanese person in the picture. The photographer even mentioned this idea of capturing Japan without Japanese people. It kind of became a personal goal while walking around.
Wow, Japan without Japanese people. That's quite a concept. It really says something about global tourism, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And how it can change the whole visual feel of a place, especially if you're trying to capture something specific as an artist.
Okay, let's shift gears now to the tools. Because this photographer wasn't just using any old setup, they used expired film.
Expired. Kodak T400CN film, specifically. Yeah. And we're not talking like expired last year. This roll's date was 2003.
2003. Wow. Okay, so what do you normally do with film that old? Isn't it basically useless?
Well, not necessarily, but you usually have to compensate. The common practice, the wisdom, is that older film loses sensitivity to light. So you overexpose it, like by a couple of stops. A stop just doubles the light. So this was ISO 400 film. You might shoot it like it was ISO 100 film, giving it 4 times more light to make up for its age.
Right, okay. So they did all that, presumably. Shot it at ISO 100. What happened? Did it work?
Well, here's the really surprising part. Even though that's the standard advice, and the film was 2 decades old, the photos came out almost correctly exposed, even when shot at its original ISO 400 setting.
No way. So it didn't really need the extra light after all.
Apparently not. It suggests this particular film held up incredibly well. It kind of challenges that assumption that expired always means faded or unreliable. Sometimes these old materials are just surprisingly tough.
That's pretty amazing. And what about the camera paired with this miracle film?
Yeah, the camera was classic too. A Konishiroku Pearl Ⅱ, described as a classic spring camera.
Okay, Pearl 2. Not one I immediately recognize. What's special about it?
It's probably less famous than the Pearl ⅓ or ⅴ that came later, but its main thing, it's a very small medium format camera. And spring camera just means it folds up really small and pops open with a spring when you're ready to shoot. Very compact.
Sounds neat. Compact medium format.
The feeling was that usability was kind of sacrificed to get that really small size. A design trade-off, basically.
Makes sense. You can't always have it all. And the lens on this particular Pearl 2?
It was the f4.5 model. Apparently there's also an f3.5 version out there.
Okay, f4.5.
But sadly, remember those low light conditions we talked about?
Yeah, the clouds.
Right. So because of the low light, the photographer ended up with blurry photos anyway, which was a real disappointment, especially thinking about that potentially super sharp lens. Just bad luck with the conditions meeting the gear.
So what a fascinating trip overall. A journey through Kyoto, yeah, but also through unexpected weather, surprising crowds, and this really unconventional, quirky camera setup.
Absolutely. I think this deep dive really underscores how valuable it is to just embrace the unexpected, whether it's the weather messing up your plans or seeing a place differently because of the crowds, or even figuring out the quirks of vintage gear. It really highlights how creativity often sparks when you have to adapt, when you question the usual way of doing things and sort of explore beyond what's comfortable or conventional.
Great takeaway. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What unexpected challenges or maybe what unconventional tools might lead to surprising insights or really cool results in your next project, whether it's artistic or something else entirely?